Welcome time travelers and welcome new time travelers. As always, if you're new to this channel and enjoy it, not only learning about US historical events, but historical events from around the world, please don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're going to start in 1827. That brought us the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, becoming the first steam-operated railway in the United States to be chartered as a common carrier of freight and passengers. 1901 is when American chemist Linus Pauling, who received 2 Nobel Prizes, one for chemistry in 1954 and the other for peace in 1962, for efforts to control the spread of nuclear weaponry, was born. 5 years later, in 1906, American gangster Bugsy Siegel was born in Brooklyn, New York. 1922, Egypt was declared an independent country. Not quite sure who controlled them. Okay, for the sports fans out there, the next event is for you. We stop in 1931 when an American basketball coach, Dean Smith, who was one of the most successful men's basketball coaches in college history, was born. If you watch my World War II vlog with my brother and a friend of ours, we went to the World War II bunkers, and if you enjoyed it, then the next event is for you. In World War II, in 1942, during World War II, Japanese troops landed on the island of Java, which they occupied until 1945. A couple of my vlogs actually hit on World War II, so keep that in mind. In 1946, the U.S. Army disclosed it was using captured German V-2 rockets in an effort to find measures for defending the U.S. against possible atomic bombardment. I guess they were afraid after what they did with Japan. But that's going to be another episode later on. Olof Palme, the international prominent Prime Minister of Sweden from 1969 to 1976 and from 1982 to 1986, whose strong Pacific beliefs included the opposition to the Vietnam War, was assassinated on this day in Stockholm in 1986. I guess that's kind of why he was no longer Prime Minister after 86. Anyway, 9 years before the turn of the century, in 1991, the Persian Gulf War, an international conflict that was triggered by Iraq's invasion of Kuwait, ended as Iraq leader Saddam Hussein accepted a ceasefire agreement. On this day in 1998, Arkady Nikolaevich Shevchenko, a Ukraine diplomat, passed away. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, though I'm pretty sure I did. The turn of the century, in 2000, Janet Reid, American ballet dancer, passed away in Seattle, Washington at the age of 83. 2001 is when a panel in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, recommended the payment of reparation to the survivors and descendants of the victims of the Tesla race riot in 1921 and the race riot of 1921, one of the nation's worst. Also in 2001, France defies the European Union and offers financial aid to farmers suffering from the collapse of beef prices caused by the outbreak of mad cow disease, throwing into double doubt the future ability of the EU to maintain a common architectural policy among all its members. 2010, legislative elections in Pakistan resulted in a large win for the ruling of People's Democratic Party. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe says the election failed to meet democratic standard. 2013 is when Benedict XVI became the first pope to resign since George XII in 1415. Now at Castle Gandalf, Benedict XVI gives his final benediction to the faithful as Pope and then retires from his papacy. Now, I know in my word of the day, there was one of the words about, and it described like the Pope's ring that he wears. I don't know if that applies, like, I know when they die, they melt down the ring, but I don't know if that actually applies when they resign. I'll have to look into that. Until next time.